Morning everyone. Well, it's early in the morning, or early-ish. I let the birds out at 7:30 this morning because the weather was really nice. I was at home. It's kids' sports day today, so I'm going to watch that later on. So I thought I'd let the birds out earlier, and it seems to be working. They've been gone for half an hour. I've seen them twice. They came back with another 50 or so of somebody else's birds, so they've clashed with somebody else's that's obviously on a loft fly. And yeah, they're out of sight. I've got a few here. These two have just been out for a bit, and then there's some more that are still in there. I've taken out the one that's all fluffed up and that was walking around on the floor. I've kept that one separate because it wasn't looking right still, and also one of the fancy pigeons that was looking a little bit fluffed up. So they're in the garage in their crates. But yeah, you can see the weather's really nice today. Yeah. My thinking was basically that I need the birds to know where we are early in the morning, because most of the liberations are early in the morning, and so they need to know what the sky looks like, I guess, earlier, because I have been flying them in the afternoon, in the evening, or midday, but never really in the morning, once or twice. And I read somewhere that it's probably a good idea to get them flying early, so I think I'll sort of sleep in my eye. But yeah, so that's where we are. They've been gone for over half an hour now, and I did see them in the distance over there somewhere for a little while. But this is pretty much what we want. So they're off the antibiotics. I've been giving them multivitamins. They're on breed and wean because I've got some left, and depurative. That seems to be working quite well. The runny droppings that I did get, I think when I was reading up last night, is you'll get green droppings when they don't have as much food, which is what we had. So I was worried a little bit about that, but actually I think I didn't need to be. The one that was fluffed up, if you can see this, it was sat on here for a long time yesterday, and they're green. But there is still some white urates, I think they're called, which is like a dried urine. And so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that bird. But anyway, I figured I'd just keep it separate because I'm not sure if it's going to make it or not. And then the ones that aren't flying as far, these ones here, and the ones that are currently in the loft, they're younger, and I think they're the ones that's what's been holding them in, the older ones. So I opened it up this morning, they all flew out except for these younger ones. So yeah, and then the other update is there was a meeting called last night with the South Road Federation, because there's just not many birds being sent. I think I looked at the weekend and there was 296 birds sent across 5 clubs, which is just like, I think it's 70 or 80 pence a bird, and that went all the way down to the south coast. So you know, it's not going to be able to keep affording that those sorts of birdage. So I'm not sure why the birds have dropped off, whether people have had losses or just don't want to send because of the bad weather. But yeah, it's a little bit worrying, but we'll see what the outcome is from that. I didn't go because I had work, but I'll hopefully get an update and see what happened from there. Well, here they are, back from ranging. It's only gone 40 minutes. I think that's good. And they've managed to break off from that other bunch, which is good. They've done a tour of the area, no doubt. So yeah, that's a bit of a success, I think. They're flying well, they're looking well. And yeah. Brilliant, that's what we want to see. So this one's just landed on the loft and then gone onto my roof, and it's got a red ring on, which I think it's this year's young bird, but it landed on the loft with 2 of the others that I thought I'd got them all back, but I hadn't earlier on. And this one's come back with them, landed on the loft and then flew onto the roof, but it doesn't have a phone number on it. I can just look through the binoculars and it hasn't got a phone number on, so I'm wondering if it's either somebody else's. But it was really quite tame and it landed with mine straight onto the roof, just didn't come in. And I'm wondering if it's one of the ones I lost earlier on in the year. So we'll see if we can get it in and have a look at that ring number. Otherwise I'll just leave it out. I'm not going to try and coax it in, I'm just going to watch, see if it does it by itself. Well, we've got fledglings everywhere. There's a little sparrow here, look. Hello. well, that sparrow was waiting for me when I got back from work by the gate, so I can't let Rufus out. And then there was another one round the back this morning, which I think was a starling. Let's have a look around the back of the extension, see if it's still there. Oh no, it looks like that one's moved on. But yeah, first thing this morning before I let the birds out, I saw a sparrowhawk just flying up our drive with a fledgling in its talons, and then Curranza saw a chick round the back of the house, which I think was a starling, and then I've just pulled up from work and I found that sparrow starling there. So there's loads and loads of fledglings around, which is great for the birds of prey, and I guess it's good for our pigeons really, because in the short term anyway, because they're a much harder target than all these easy pickings. Unfortunately for us, it just means there's going to be lots of well-fed sparrowhawks knocking around. So yeah, there we go. Lovely day for it, and